Universal presents Gangbusters. Calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of law enforcement officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
They just shot McLeod. Car 39 calling headquarters. Car 39 calling headquarters. Bannister calling. Send riot squad to 4th and Center. Department store holdup. That is all. Tim, I'll hold them off.
I tell you, as mayor of the city, I'm getting panicky. I get 100 messages a day from people demanding that... How can you sit there so calm and unconcerned in the face of the reign of terror around us? Can't you do something about it?
You think I'd accomplish more by waving my arms and yelling the way you're doing?
I suppose not. But I'll say this, that I'm getting pretty tired of your continual excuses for failure. I expected results from this department, and I'm not getting them.
You're not suggesting by any chance that my resignation might be in order, are you?
You know better than that, Martin. But I do wish you'd pull Bannister off the investigation.
Why?
Well, it doesn't look good. His having a brother that was convicted of a gang murder.
We've submitted proof that the boy was framed. The governor's turning him loose. He'll be back tomorrow.
I know, but it still looks bad. People are talking.
Let them talk. Bill Bannister is better qualified than any man we've got. Yeah?
Bannister is here to see you.
Send him in.
Morning, Mayor Hanson.
Morning.
You sent for me, Chief?
Mayor Hanson's not satisfied with our progress against the crime wave.
Neither are we.
Then why don't you do something about it?
Because we're up against a gang we can't even figure out.
You see, there's no relation between the crimes they commit. First, they rob a bank, obviously, for the loot.
Then they blow up an office building or kill some poor, harmless citizen without even taking his watch. They act like madmen.
That's simple. Probably the work of 2 or 3 different gangs.
And that's the conclusion we've reached. But since then, we find that...
Yeah?
Miss Logan and Mr. Haskins of the Journal to see you, sir.
Tell them to go away. They bother me. What is it?
This is Vicky Logan speaking.
I'm busy. Besides, I don't like reporters.
Oh, you like us because we have a hot lead on your crime wave.
Well, what are you keeping it out there for? Why don't you bring it in here?
Ah, men at work. Morning, all. Morning, Mr. Bill. What do you hear from the mob?
That's supposed to be funny.
What about that clue? Was that a stall to get in here?
No, I think we've got something. It was left at the ad desk.
What is it?
Copy for a want ad. and a $20 bill to pay for running it in the afternoon editions.
The boss didn't want to run it without your okay.
We may want to check fingerprints.
Attention all citizens. If you want to know the truth about the crime wave in this city, tune in your shortwave sets to the police wavelength tonight at 9.
Well, what does it mean? Could be some practical joker with an amateur sending set.
As a rule, practical jokers don't toss $20 bills around like that.
Sounds like some harmless crank to me, but we'll check it for prints just the same.
I'm afraid it's been handled too much, but we'll try the other side. Now we've got something. You didn't really expect me to leave my fingerprints on this, did you? Signed, Professor Mortis.
That's not the work of a crank. They're too dumb.
Professor Mortis. Any of you ever hear him?
Probably an assumed name. Mortis. That's Latin for death, isn't it?
Professor Death. Pleasant thought.
Tell your editor to run the ad.
What's the idea of running the ad?
Be at my office at 9 tonight. We'll show you.
What's this all about?
Each marker represents a police car in various parts of the city. Each car determines the direction of the radio beam from its post and phones it into us. We trace out the lines on our map to where they meet, and that's the location of the sending station.
Take it up a couple feet. Right.
That's good.
Now, when the broadcast starts, I'll swing the car around slowly. You stop me at the point where you can hear it the clearest.
Well, it's after 9 and nothing's happened. You can waste your evenings here if you want to, but I'm going out.
Fellow citizens, you are listening to the voice of death. A pleasant thought, is it not? I believe you are alarmed at the spread of a reign of terror in your city. I am the cause of that. I and the League of Murdered Men. Dead men. Return from our graves to take revenge on those who sent us there. You can stop us. Oh, yes. But only by getting rid of the authors of our wrongs. Your present city government. The mayor, judges, police department. Everyone. Until they are thrown from office, no man's life will be safe in this city. Good night, and pleasant dreams.
Here it comes. South, 14 degrees west.
Car 27? Right. I got you. Course south, 14 degrees west. No, I'm talking.
For this car, the course of the beam is north, 4 degrees east.
Right. Car 64, 2 degrees south of east. No, I'm talking. Car 39, north 4 degrees east. Right.
400 block Front Street. Officer, that's where that message came from. Scatter a squad around that block and search every room and basement in it. Tim and I'll go on ahead.
Well, what are you waiting for? An invitation?
It's a nice block, Jim. Better slow down.
How about turn down this side street?
Good idea.
Is that a prowl car ahead?
Yeah, with the lights turned out.
Pull up, Tim. We'll have a look. What are you doing here, Martin? Hey, wake up.
Is he dead?
Oh, but he seems to be pretty badly hurt.
Frank was knocked out, too. This note was pinned to his coat.
Thanks for the use of your radio, Professor Mortis. Hey, I don't get this.
Means he used one of our cars to broadcast his warning. Tim, you better get these men to an emergency hospital as soon as you can.
All right. Hey, Bill, I wonder if this is the same gang your brother was mixed up with.
No.
Well, how do you know? He was convicted of a gang killing, wasn't he?
It was framed, and I've run down the hoodlums who did it. The governor's turning the kid loose.
Gee, I'm glad. When's he coming back?
Tomorrow morning under police escort. He's got some inside dope on this crime wave. Something he picked up when he was in death row.
Oh, boy, what a story.
Listen, if you print a word of that before I tell you to, I'll have you pinched for obstructing justice.
Oh, yeah, but Bill, we've got to have something to work
If this
on.
story gets out before we nab that gang, my brother's life won't be worth a dime.
Okay, but we get first crack at it when it breaks.
What's the deal?
There's no answer, Mr. Grubb. And thank you. Yes, sir.
Your broadcast certainly got rave notices from the critics last night.
Why not? It was perfectly planned and perfectly executed. Bannister's brother is returning to the city tomorrow morning under police escort.
What?
He has an appointment with his brother at police headquarters.
Well, that means he'll tell everything he's found out.
That's what the police think also. He should arrive there about 8:30. Yes, just about 8:30.
About time he's getting here, isn't it?
Yes, it's past 8:30. Hey, this is the car now.
Welcome back, Mr. Bannister. How about a statement for the press?
Sorry, I can't say a word till I see my brother.
Oh, come on now. You got to get some sort of a statement here, after all.
Yes?
Mr. Bannister is here to see Mr. O'Brien.
Send him in.
Hello, Bill.
Hiya, fella.
Hi, Chief.
Glad to see you, son.
Thanks.
I'll leave you two alone to talk things over.
Thanks, Chief. Come on, sit down. Tell me all about yourself.
Kind of a dirty trick, but you better take down what he says in there.
Yes, sir.
I better tell you what I found out about this League of Murdered Men.
You mean even the convicts call the gang by that cheap theatrical name?
It may sound theatrical, Bill, but it's on the level.
What do you mean on the level?
Practically every man in the mob's dead.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe I didn't get you out in time. You must be stir-crazy.
I'm giving you the facts, Bill. One of them came to see me.
Did you get his name?
Yeah, it was Carlson, George Carlson.
George Carlson.
No, it's probably phony.
Yeah, probably. But we'll check on it anyway. What else?
He offered to get me out of prison if I joined the mob.
How did he expect to spring you?
He gave me a little piece of paper with what he called a run-out powder in it.
Run-out powder. Now, don't tell me you fell for a gag like that.
Oh, it would have worked all right, but I couldn't go for it. So he gave me a number I could have my lawyer call if I changed my mind.
You remember the number?
Yeah, he wrote it on the powder paper. It was Waverly 4th.
The window.
We can't do anything afoot. Come on. swing around the corner. I think that coop in the back is following us.
When I pull up alongside, shoot a picture of that mug.
Okay, if the mug doesn't take a shot at us first.
Yeah, it's trailing us, all right.
Cops?
No, I think it's a press car.
Put up that rod. I'll take care of him.
Did you get the picture?
I think so.
Well, let's get down to the police lab and develop it.
Hey, the guy in that car snapped a picture of me.
Are you sure?
I was looking right at him.
And you'll need a real hideout. I better take you right to Professor Mortis.
Yeah? Swell. It's about time I met that guy. After all I'd done for him.
I think you're right.
Sorry, Bill.
Sort of look after things for me, will you, Chief?
Sure.
Take this down to the lab. There's a bare chance they may be able to identify the gun that fired it. By the markings on the bullet.
Sure.
I'm going down to emergency. See if the fellow the chief shot can talk yet.
Don't worry, Bill. They won't get away with this.
Looks like I'm too late.
He never regained consciousness.
Anybody recognize him?
Well, not much chance. He'd had his face changed with plastic surgery.
How about fingerprints?
Blair's got him up in the lab, checking them now.
Thanks. Any luck?
Not yet.
No luck so far. Here it is.
Who is it?
Jake Jordan.
Couldn't be Jordan. He's been dead over 6 months.
You must be mistaken. These prints are identical. And fingerprints don't lie.
Randall's right. They're identical.
All right, they're identical. But Jake Jordan still committed suicide in jail over 6 months ago.
You don't suppose there is something to that League of Murder?
How could there be anything to it?
Well, how could Jordan be dead 6 months ago and running around town this morning shooting people?
We just heard the bad news about your brother coming up.
Yeah, sure is tough.
I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
I know, but we have something here that might help. 3 pictures of the getaway, and one of them's a close-up.
Finish your dark room and we'll prove it.
Sure, go right ahead.
Hideout.
You are. You just have time to make it before the next train. Now look out for that third rail.
Hey, I don't like this.
Come on, get down there quick. There's a train coming.
Sure, some hideout. Where's the professor?
This way. Mr. Mortis, this is Mike Taboni.
Glad to meet you, Professor.
I wish I might say the same, Mr. Taboni. I thought I made it clear that only members of the League of Murdered Men were to be brought here.
It's time Taboni joined.
So,
You don't mean he failed in the work assigned him?
Me? I never miss.
He was photographed getting away, and the police have the photographs.
Oh. In that case, of course, you must die.
Are you kidding?
I understood you wanted to join us permanently.
Well, sure I want to join. But I ain't dying to do it, see?
Oh, come now. Dying is not so hard. We've all done it. Mr. Halligan, Mr. Wilkerson, myself. We're suicides, all of us.
Suicide?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's all right if you like it, but as for me, I don't want no part of it. So, I'll be seeing you.
Wait. I forgot to tell you that after you're dead, we bring you back to life.
Yeah. Well, listen. I ain't no professor, but I know a few answers, too. And one of them is, when you're dead, you stay dead.
Well, it's up to you, Mr. Taboni, whether you die and are brought back to life, or whether you just die.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't do this to me. What's the idea anyhow?
To save you from the police. They're bound to get you sooner or later, but if they find you dead, they'll quit looking for you.
If I'm dead, what do I care who finds me?
All right, take him to the next room if that's how he wants it.
Oh, nix, fellas. Professor. Are you sure you can bring me back, Professor?
Well, up to now, I've never failed.
Up to now. All right. Yes. If I got it, I just got it. But I know I ain't gonna like it.
Keep this until you need it. Take him to his rooms and collect his belongings. Leave no trace of him. Wilkerson, you go to the airport and tell Max to be ready to take a passenger to Newgate. It will be safer for us if the police find you in some other city.
Anything you say, but I still say I ain't gonna like it.
Take a look at these wet prints.
Don't say anything. I feel bad enough as it is.
Forget it. Wait a second. I think I've got something. Whose gun is it? Boney. Now we're getting somewhere. Get his mug for me out of the gallery. Boney, alias Carlson. By the way, I found this in the back of the watch. Anything to you?
What is it?
Must be that runout photo Bud told me about. Waverly 43752. The number he was to call. Hello. Get me the address of Waverly 43752. 841 Largo Street? Thanks. Have you a room here by the name of Carlson?
No. Never been one here by that name as far as I can remember.
Did you ever see this man around here?
Oh, sure. He's been here 3 or 4 months.
Which is his room?
He just checked out. Not 5 minutes ago. He's leaving town.
Did he say where he was going?
No. But the man with him said something about an airport.
An airport? Did he say which one?
Is there one called Max's?
There sure is. It's on the Harbor Road.
Well, thank you.
Do what?
There's the airport right ahead.
There's a prowl car right behind. Coming fast.
Tell Halligan to report back to headquarters when he gets here. I'm gonna beat it.
jump and get in that plane.
Chapter 2 of Gangsters at this theater next week. Universal presents Gangsters. Calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
Police know Professor Mortis and his gang are behind this reign of terror. Why haven't they been arrested?
They have to be found before they can be arrested, Mayor Hanson.
Well, if your man Bannister can't find them, get rid of him. And put someone on the case that can get results.
Better leave Bannister in charge, Your Honor. He's on the hottest lead we've had to date. Mike Taboni, the man who killed his brother.
Get going. Take off. I'll take care of this, Morgan.
Out!
Hop in the car. There's my luck. Get a spare in there while I call headquarters.
Car 40 calling police headquarters. Car 40 calling police headquarters. Getaway in a black coupe, old but plenty fast. They're heading back to town on the Harbor Highway. I'm on 3 wheels and can't follow them.
Calling cars 45 and 68, cars 4, 5, and 68. Murder car heading east on Harbor Highway. Black coupe, old but fast. Proceed with caution. Occupants armed and dangerous.
You better slow down. That cop can't follow us. I put his car out of commission.
Yeah, but he can radio police headquarters and have us stopped if we don't get to a side road first.
Calling police headquarters. Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, headquarters.
He's done it. He's got Taboni.
I hope.
Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, headquarters.
Headquarters answering Bannister. Come in, please.
Have captured Taboni. Am heading for Municipal Airport in plane. Pilot dead. Landing gear damaged. Will need help to land.
I didn't know Bill could fly.
He can't.
Yeah, but he said he was
Anybody can keep a plane in the air. Bill couldn't land one with 2 wheels. What's he going to do with only one? Hop in the car.
Circle had come in from the east. And when I tell you to cut your motor, do it. And bail left on your rudder.
Let me have that.
Don't try to land, Bill. Bail out. I can't. I've got Taboni and only one chute.
He says he can't bail out. He's got Taboni and only one chute.
Well, never mind Taboni.
Sorry.
Not so fast, not so fast. That's better. Now bail left on your rudder. Harder. Now level off easy.
On your feet, Taboni. This is the end of the line for you. I never thought you'd make it, Bill.
Neither did I.
Let me be the first to congratulate you.
How about an exclusive story?
Now, hold everything. Did his pal get away?
Don't know yet.
Well, let's find out. Come on. Time to make it.
Assume everything went as I planned it.
Yeah, we got Taboni off on the plane for Newgate, all right, but at the air...
There's no answer, Mr. Brown. And thank you.
Yes, sir.
You said everything worked out as I planned it. This note says otherwise.
We hadn't finished reporting when Grubby interrupted.
Bannister boarded the plane with Mr. Taboni. He may have arrested him. If so, you have bungled. And no one in my employ ever bungles twice.
Even if he does arrest him, we still haven't bungled.
How so?
You were shipping him to Newgate so that he could be found dead there and join the League of Murdered Men.
And if he's arrested, we'll see that he's found dead in jail here, and he can still join us.
That is what must be done. Mr. Taboni has been arrested. Tonight at 9 o'clock, he must be found dead in his cell. We shall follow our usual procedure. Mr. Bernard, you will act as his nearest relative, as Mr. Halliger did for you when you were found dead in your cell. Mr. Halliger and Mr. Mason will arrange for the removal of the remains. It's time you called on Taboni. You will be followed when you leave the jail. Lead them to this address. I'll have someone there to verify your story.
It says here they kept a guy awake 5 days and 6 nights before he went completely goofy. That's a long time, ain't it, Mike?
Yeah. Why don't you guys give up? I won't break. I ain't gonna hold my clam, see? What good would it do me to talk? All you guys would do is turn me loose and then what? I wouldn't get around the corner before the League of Murdered Men would be hot on my trail. I couldn't get away from them.
Oh, take him back to the cell. Kind of turns my stomach to see a grown man snivel.
Come on, Lug.
This man wants to talk with Taboni. He says his name is Horton.
Who told you Taboni was here? You an attorney, Mr. Horton?
No, I married Mike's sister. I don't like to get mixed up in the mess, but she thought we ought to see if there was something we could do for him. You know how sisters are.
I guess it's all right, Sarge.
Ed, take this man back to see Taboni.
Come on. When he comes out, tail him.
Find out anything from him?
Oh, just more drivel about the League of Murdered Men.
Then arresting Taboni hasn't meant a thing, has it?
Not to you, I suppose, but after all, he is the man who murdered my brother. You pick up anything on the car they left at the airport, Chief?
Only it was a stolen car with phony license plates.
There goes our last chance to find out anything.
Not quite. I've got great hopes for that old black coupe.
There's a million like it in town.
Not just like this one. It's a hopped-up job that any mechanic would remember if he'd ever worked on it.
Have you put a detail on it?
Yes, sir. And Tim and I are going out on our own. Not a word of this in the paper till they give you the go signal.
What's the idea of giving these reporters the run of your office?
Just paying them back for some good turns they've done us.
Well, let's be the first to congratulate us. Now, if you'll excuse us, Your Honor.
Hello, Mike. Oh, your sister sent me down.
My sister? Oh, yeah.
Everything's set for tonight at 9. Have you got the run-out pilot the professor gave you?
Yeah. But I don't know. It takes a lot of nerve to commit suicide.
It takes a lot of nerve to go to the hot seat. And that's permanent.
Yeah, but why do I have to hang myself?
You pretend too stupid, so they won't hold an autopsy.
Okay. It's a deal. Tonight at 9. But remember, no slip-ups. All right. Let's go.
I think I know the car you're after. It belongs somewhere in this neighborhood.
How do you know?
It comes in here pretty regular for service.
What makes you think it's a mob car?
Well, there's so many different guys driving it.
Thanks. Mind if I use your phone?
Sure.
Hello, Chief. I think I got a lead on that black coupe. Call my detail out of the sticks and have them start at 5th and Main and cover every garage within 10 blocks. Right. Okay.
Hey, Cap.
What time is it?
What do you care? You're not going anywhere.
On a stale coffee. Come on, what time is it?
9 o'clock. You've been in here often enough to know what time they douse the lights.
Oh, Sergeant, is it too late for me to see Taboni again?
It is.
Oh, would you do me a favor?
What is it?
Get him to sign this power of attorney so my wife can draw on his bank account to hire a lawyer for him. If it was me, I'd let him hang, but she's his sister.
Hey, Ed, see if Taboni wants to sign this.
Yes, sir. No, sir, no luck yet. I got a hunch we're getting pretty hot. I'll keep you posted. Okay. Yeah.
Dead? Death's calling. Send a doctor down to block 4. Taboni just hung himself.
You mean that Mike is...
With his own necktie.
Well, I don't suppose I should say this, but to tell you the truth, it's a relief.
Well, it might not be such a relief. Your name is Horton?
Yes, why?
He left a note saying you're to take care of the remains.
Well, if I have to, I have to. Can I borrow your phone book?
Sure.
I wonder if you'd call the undertaker for me. I don't know much about such things. It's Colfax 4379.
Colfax 4379.
Cloverdale Mortuary. Central Police Headquarters. Yes, we'll send the car right over. What's the name again? Michael Taboni. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Come on, minutes count now. Hey, listen, don't let anything happen to this heap. It'll cost me my job.
Don't worry.
Somehow it grows more and more painful coming back to this old place. It used to be my home.
But I think what they've done to me stripped me of honor and self-respect, driven me to hide like an animal.
They've arrived. Is there anything else to prepare?
No, thank you, Wilkinson. Everything is in readiness. Right here, please. Did you have any trouble?
Not a bit. He's hardly cold.
Good, good.
Yeah?
This is Grub. I just found out that Bannister's is casing garages for the Black Coupe.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're getting hot.
All right, thanks.
Slight pulse.
Grubby says the coppers are casing the garages for the Black Coupe.
Wilkinson, I wish you'd learn to speak more clearly. Who is doing what?
The police are searching the garages for the Black Coupe.
Naturally. And where is the coupe?
We left it at the Target garage. We'll pick it up when we return the dead wagon.
No. Borrow a car on the street. Any car but one of ours. Drive to the garage and get the coupe before the police find it. Wilkinson, you take the dead wagon to some lonely place and wreck it. It's unsafe to return it now. Yes, Mr. Taboni. I've brought you back to life, as I promised. You are now officially dead, and a true member of the League of Murdered Men.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have it.
You got me all wrong, fella. I just work here. I don't know nothing. Honest, I don't.
Take him downstairs to the garage, Superintendent. Check his record and have him held as a material witness.
Okay, you staying here?
Till someone calls for this hack.
Come on.
Hello, Chief. Bannister calling. Just wanted to tell you we located that coop and... What? Taboni committed suicide? Well, that's one.
Open door. Let me out of here.
Take it easy. It wouldn't be so good to get picked up for speeding in a borrowed car. Yeah, and it won't be so good getting to the garage after the cops had found that coop either.
Hello? Hello, Bill. That mechanic gave me the slip, blocked me in the foreman's office. Sounds like he left on a motorcycle. Get after him.
Right.
Chapter of Gangbusters at this theater next week. Universal presents Gangbusters, calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of law enforcement officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
Of course it was Professor Mortis' gang. More of his campaign to terrorize the community.
Any statement for the Journal, Chief? Is Bannister still in charge of the case?
Of course he is.
Well, how come we let the gang pull off this job right under his nose?
Because he was trailing another one of the mob cars at the time.
He was? Any luck?
Yes, he just phoned that he located the car at the Target garage and is waiting there to pick up the owner when he shows up.
The Target garage, Mr. Haskins, and don't spare the horses.
get this crate out of here.
Bill will be out in a minute.
Take this and pick up a car. I'll stand them off.
Forget it. Come on, fellas. Help me get this loose. Why is it reporters have to show up just in time to gum everything up?
I'm sorry.
You said that before. Car number 10 calling headquarters. Bannister calling headquarters. Come in, please.
Headquarters answering car 10.
Broadcaster General. Pick up black sedan, license number 36Q355. 2 men in it, 1 wounded. Repeat, license number 36Q355.
Calling all cars. Attention all cars. Pick up black sedan. License 36Q355 with 2 men, 1 wounded. Dangerous, part of League of Murdered Men. Repeat, license 36Q355.
Sorry. Hello, Mason. What happened to you?
Just an accident, nothing serious.
Don't kid me. I've seen them bullet holes before.
So you think it's a bullet hole, do you?
Well, I did think so, but I see now I was mistaken.
All right, don't forget it. You want to earn an easy $5?
Hey, I'm always glad to pick up an honest pen.
Drive that crate out of the district and ditch it. I better keep to the back alleys and dark streets.
Say, I wasn't born yesterday.
Why don't you say something, Professor? How am I doing?
You seem to be back to normal again, Mr. Taboni.
Yeah?
I think so. How do you feel?
In the pink, Professor, in the pink. Yeah, in the pink. Say, what's all this hocus-pocus about? Didn't I really die in jail?
As far as our present medical science could determine, you did.
Hey, I ain't really dead now, am I?
No.
How'd you do it, Doc?
I doubt if you'd understand the process, even if I explained it.
I guess you're right. But it's still a good trick if you can do it. Say, where are we? This ain't that set up under the subway, is it?
No. This is my old home, where I lived before the law made me an outcast. First of the League of Murdered Men.
Hey, Doc, who brought you back to life?
A very intelligent question, Mr. Taboni. But one that is best left unanswered for the time being. Get your things, please. I think it'll be safer returning to headquarters while it's still dark.
Hello, Bonnie.
Hal Rogan, how long have you been a car owner?
Oh, you mean this? No, it ain't mine. I just went in to see if it had a cigarette lighter. You got a match?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, that's swell. Thanks.
Gardner calling. Have Jerry Rogan picked up. I just caught him fooling around a car that had bloodstains on the cushions. I didn't find it till after he had gone. It does fit the description of that getaway car. Right.
Calling car 54. Attention, car 54. Go to 312 Bakeman. 2 ladies arguing with rolling pins. That is all.
Do you two have to come to the chief's office to listen to police broadcasts?
I'm sorry.
Good morning, Mary Hanson.
How about a little statement for the papers?
After the way they played up last night's business, don't make me laugh. I see your department has scored another outstanding failure.
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
You wouldn't. Gangsters again elude police. I tell you, this has got to stop. There's talk of recalling the entire administration.
I know. You said all that before.
And I say it again. Where's Bannister?
Getting some sleep, I suppose. He's been on this case all night.
Sleep? How can he sleep after the way he... So, you decided to get back on the job again, did you?
Yes, sir. Seemed like a good idea to me. Any news, Chief? Have they picked up Rogan?
No, but he's been phoning you every 5 minutes. Hello. Rogan.
Hello, Rogan. It's on your mind. Yeah, they're looking for him.
Now, listen, Bannister, I don't know anything about that job last night. On the level, Sure, I was the guy that drove the car. Yeah, a couple of guys give me a fender ditch it for him, that's all.
You know their names or where we can find them?
Well, I know Mason, the guy that was shot. They hold out in a flop house on Esther Street, 712. Now, listen, call up them bulls, will you?
Okay, Rogan, thanks. Hello, give me radio division. Hello? Call up the pickup on Rogan. He's just told us what we want to know.
No wonder we don't get anywhere. Letting known crooks go free
when... car 39 and tell Tim Nolan to meet me at 712 Esther Street. It's urgent.
Hey, what's this all about?
Sorry, sir, but the mayor wants me to keep on the job.
The mayor? Who's he? Oh.
39, attention, car 39. Nolan, meet Bannister at 712 Esther Street. 712 Esther Street. Urgent. That is all.
That's all I need. Come on, let me pie.
And so I formed the League of Murdered Men from dead men, who would still be dead if I hadn't brought them back to life.
If you hadn't done it to me, I wouldn't believe it. But, hey, what's the idea of this mob of ex-dead men?
I wanted men who have to do what I order, whether they like it or not.
That's not for me, Doc. I'm much obliged to you for bringing me back to life, of course, but if I don't like a setup, I just walk out on it.
You won't walk out on this one.
What's going to stop me?
These. I brought you back to life. But you have to take one of these every few days if you want to stay alive.
You mean I got to keep taking those or I'll die? I got to rub you out.
That wouldn't help you, Taboni. Because I'm the only man alive who knows this formula. Pretty late for you to report, isn't it, Holliger?
I had to stay with Mason. He was wounded getting away last night.
Seriously?
Just a flesh wound, but it needed attention.
Where is he?
Esther Street.
Did anyone recognize you?
No.
The paper says the police are looking for a man named Rogan. They claim he knows something.
Well, I had to have someone ditch the car. Rogan won't talk.
So Rogan won't talk. He's already talked. The police are on the way for Mason. Get to a phone and warn him.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'll let you know where I hide out.
you don't.
Scram, sister. Get out of here. Beat it, will you? Vicky's in there with him. Vicky, where's your car? Back here.
That's because you and the officer take charge. I'll call a wagon. Come on, Jim.
Gee, the man's hurt.
I was going to put you out, but after what's happened, I'm heading for the state line, and I might need you to keep the coppers from shooting.
You think that'll stop them?
Shut up, turn on the radio, let's hear what they're saying about me.
Car 39 calling in. Car 39 calling headquarters. Come in, please.
Headquarters answering 39.
Send wagon to 4th and Market. Hit and run. Victim is dead. Driver escaped, but identity is known. Will probably head for the state line. Order Tri-County blockade. Driver's name Mason is wanted for murder. Escaped in police car number 10. That is all.
Say, what's this Tri-County blockade business, sister?
You really want to know? All motorized police units in counties bordering the city are directed from headquarters to key positions on all roads leading out of town. With your description, you haven't got a chance, brother.
That's what you think.
Calling all cars. Attention, all cars. Report stations at once for Tri-County blockade.
Calling all cars. Attention, all cars. Report stations at once for Tri-County blockade. Car 20, intersection of Grand and Oak. Motorcycle 63, motorcycle 63. Intersection highways 40 and 71. Car 20, car 20. Intersection of Grand and Oak. Car 69. Grand and Valley. Report back. Car 47, Bluff and Kings Road. Report back. Motorcycle 17, Patrol Hill Road above Marlowe Country Club. Car 26, Jones Terrace. Report back. Gas station reports murder car heading west on Highway 40 beyond Fairview.
What do you think of the blockade now?
If he gets on those dirt roads, he can make it to the state line. We can't possibly blockade them all.
He'd be picked up eventually, of course. But in the meantime, what about Vicky?
Well, he'd have a better chance of hiding out if he ditched her and beat her back to town.
Yeah, of course. He could return by Garvey Overdrive or Burns Avenue. If we could only trick him into thinking these highways weren't covered.
Yeah, but he's probably got his radio on and knows everything we're doing.
Yeah. Say, that gives me an idea. Lopez in car 52 and Murphy on motorcycle 16 both speak a little Spanish. Worth trying. Let me have that mic.
Atención, automóvil número 52 y motocicleta 16, motocicleta 16. López y Murphy, escúchenme. No hagan caso de la orden que les voy a dar en inglés, ¿me entienden?
Calling all cars on Garvey Overdrive and Burns Avenue. Change your stations. Work farther north. There's no chance that the murder car will attempt to return to the city. That is all.
Coppers are born chumps. Did they think I wouldn't have the radio on? Now we'll go back to town.
It don't make sense to me. If you take Murphy and Lopez off their stations, what's to prevent Mason from getting back into town?
Stop worrying. They won't leave their stations. I just told them in Spanish to pay no attention to the order I gave them in English.
Well, I didn't have a chance, huh? Here, take the wheel. My arm's killing me.
What am I supposed to do, burst into tears?
I said take the wheel.
Bannister calling police headquarters. Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, please.
Headquarters answering Bannister.
Any report on Vicky Logan or that getaway car?
Okay, that's it.
Got a chance.
Come on, step on it. Give it the gun.
Do you see what I see ahead?
Get on that running board so they won't start shooting. Get out there, I say.
Chapter 4 of Gangbusters at this theater next week. Universal presents Gangbusters. Calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of law enforcement officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
Sensational escape from the police, Joe Mason, known member of the Mortis gang, today abducted Vicky Logan, staff photographer of the Morning Journal.
That's bad. Bannister must have got to Joe's room right after we phoned him to scram.
Yeah, it says so here.
You better get this down to Mortis while it's hot.
No, better wait and see what happens. It says here, Bannister's blocked all roads out of town, expects a pinch any minute. Bannister calling police headquarters. Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, please.
Headquarters answering Bannister.
Any report on Vicky Logan or that getaway car?
Here, take the wheel. My arm's killing me.
What am I supposed to do, burst into tears?
I said take the wheel.
Okay, that's it.
haven't got a chance.
Come on, step on it. Give it the gun.
Do you see what I see ahead?
Get out on that running board. They won't start shooting. Get up there, I say.
You can't get anybody out of that fire. There's a girl in there.
Bill Bannister!
Vicky! Boy, this is a relief. I thought you were under that.
I would be if it weren't for Tim.
Why is it reporters make me so much trouble?
You mean all reporters, Bill, or just the female of the species?
Mostly the girl variety, I guess. All right, officer, break up this paddock camp. Bannister calling police headquarters. Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, please.
Police headquarters answering Bannister. Come in, please.
Mason's car is wrecked. Garvey Bridge. Mason is dead. Vicky Logan say thanks to Tim Nolan. Relay at once to Chief O'Brien.
I don't care if you are a reporter. You can't get in there. The chief's busy.
And I don't care if he is busy. I gotta find out about Vicky.
What's happened to Vicky Logan? Don't the police ever know anything about what's going on?
Quiet. He's getting a report now. Dead? Are you sure? That's bad. Thanks.
Did he say she's dead? Couldn't he be mistaken?
Vicky's all right, but Mason's dead. His car went over the Garva Bridge and burned.
Boy, what a story. Journal camera girl escapes from murder car. What a scoop! Oh, I hope she's got some pictures.
Did they get anything on Mason? Any fingerprints, clues, something to lead us up to the League of Murdered Men? How could they? The car burned to ashes with him in it. Then we're right back where we started. Doesn't this department ever get anything done?
You take Vicky back to town in your car and drop her at the office. What are you going to do? I'm going to that Esther Street house. Mason left any clues. We want to get them on the hot.
Okay, I'll drop Vicky and meet you there.
There's no answer, Mr. Grove. No thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mason's car was wrecked and he was killed.
I know. Did he leave any clues in his rooms that might lead the police to us?
I don't see how he could have. There was never much in him to begin with.
Much. This man Bannister's no fool. He won't require much. Go to his rooms and make sure there's nothing. Nothing that will lead him to us.
The cops have probably got the place staked out by now.
Staked out? They're on their way there now to search it. You've got to beat them to it and destroy anything he may have left.
Well, if the cops find me there...
If they find you there, make sure they never return to headquarters. Take Wilkerson with you.
Bannister. Hey, Lex, no gunplay. It's too noisy. Stay over by the fireplace. Don't let him see your face.
Hold it right where you are. What are you trying to do? Destroy a little evidence? No use following him, Tim. There's 100 rat holes they could hide in around here. Better phone in general.
Get me police headquarters. Hello. Hello, this is Tim Nolan, reporting from 712 Esther Street. 2 members of the League of Murdered Men just left this address. Yeah, one's Wilkinson, the other's unknown. Wilkinson's about 33, 5'10", 160, got a sandy mustache. He's wearing a blue suit and a brown snap-brim hat. The other guy is wearing a gray suit, snappy dress, got a blue Hamburg hat. He's about 35. They both show the effects of a rough-and-tumble fight. Okay. Hey, how about phoning for a fingerprint man? Give this room a dusting.
No, Mason's too smart to leave prints on anything but clothing, and the other 2 gorillas wore gloves. Come on, let's get this down to the lab.
All this laboratory hocus-pocus seems a waste of time to me. If we spent less time on that and more time in running down crooks, we might get somewhere.
The lab plays a bigger part in crime detection than any other one department.
Nonsense. What can you get from a pair of shoes? And you admit the numbers have been filed off the gun.
You can't remove a number from a gun by filing it off.
Why not?
Well, when it's stamped in, it affects the metal clear through. It can still be brought out by the use of certain chemicals.
I think that's got it, Randall.
Here, mark this down. C4327996R. See it, Mayor?
What good does that do?
You can't hang a serial number.
You can check through on it and perhaps establish ownership.
So, you had a clash with the police and you let them get away alive? I didn't suspect any of my men could be so stupid. What use are you to me now that they know you by sight?
We kept them so busy, I don't think they'd recognize us.
Don't be a fool. Anderson's a police officer and a very able one. I could use a few men of his caliber in... That's not a bad idea. I think I shall induct Mr. Bannister into the League of Murdered Men.
What? Bring that copper down here when he knows I killed his brother?
And when he has died and I have brought him back to life, he'll have to obey my orders in order to stay alive. Like the rest of you.
Honor dead, fellas, you got me all wrong. I never stoolied on you.
Well, we think you did.
And we're giving you a chance to square yourself.
Sure. You know me, always ready to do a pal a favor.
That's more like it. Here, take this paper and keep it.
And we'll just ride around town till dark so you won't change your mind.
This gun was first sold to a member of the Crocker gang out on the coast.
Well, this mob is not the Crocker gang. Their specialty was warehouse jobs. Furs, silks, rugs.
Here are your fingerprints. Mason's real name must have been, well, for the love of Mike.
What is it?
Take a look at that.
Johnny Marsden. He died in a stir about a year ago.
Another dead one come back to life. It's getting pretty hard to laugh off that League of Murdered Men gag.
Doesn't make sense, but... Yeah? I'm busy. Find out who it is and I'll call back later. What? Oh, put him on. Jerry Rogan. Still, you tipped me off about that. Hello, Jerry? What's on your mind?
I got a beef to square with a couple of torpedoes, and I'm doing it my way, see? How'd you like a hot tip on the League of Murdered Men?
Don't tell me you believe in spooks.
Oh, so you think I'm kidding, huh? Mike Taboni died in stir, didn't he? And now get this. He's still alive.
Well, come up and tell me all about it.
No, it's too dangerous. You come down here. I'm at 8th and Grand.
Hello? Hello? Tell the coroner I took this. It's the first break we've had on this League of Murdered Men case.
All right, sir.
Wilkinson, you go up in the loft. You know what to do.
Sure.
Now, the rest of us will hide out where we can watch without being seen. Taboni, you'll be the bait.
I don't like it. The basic thing is always gets the hook.
When Bannister comes in, you move out where he can see you
And get shot right in the stomach.
Not a chance. He wants to take you alive.
What makes you think he's coming here alone? Bannister's no dope, you know.
We'll take care of the others, if any. Remember, the professor wants Bannister a prisoner.
Okay, but I still don't like it.
Here he comes, boys. He's alone.
Bannister calling police headquarters. Bannister calling police headquarters. Come in, please.
Police headquarters answering Bannister. Go ahead.
I'm at 1313 Queens Road. Don't like the feel of things. Have Nolan come out just in case.
You all set, Wilkinson?
All set.
Hold it, Taboni.
Don't shoot, Bannister. Don't do it!
You're going to the chair, Taboni, for killing my brother. But before you burn, you're going to tell us a lot of things we want to know.
Undercover, Chapter 5 of Gangbusters at this theater next week. Universal presents Gangbusters. Calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of law enforcement officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
Torpedoes to burn the waterfront like you said, but I still can't see what it gets us.
Can you think of a better way to destroy the people's confidence in their city government?
No, but I still can't see what we get out of it.
I have my own reasons for wanting to be rid of all city officials, especially the police department.
We have a tough time getting rid of Bannister. He's no fool. By now, he's probably tagged half the men I hired.
By now, Mr. Bannister is walking into a trap I set for him. He'll be brought to me here and forced to join our League of Murdered Men.
Hold it, Bonnie.
Don't shoot, Bannister. Don't do it.
You're going to the chair, Bonnie. For killing my brother. But before you burn, you're going to tell us a lot of things we want to know. Siren? Duck out the back and get the car started.
Don't leave me, Corky.
No use, Tim. They made a getaway.
Well, I see you got one of them anyway. It's back there lying on the floor.
I didn't even get him. He stopped the bullet meant for me.
Where's the dead pigeon now?
Too bad. We might have got something out of him.
He did talk some. Kept calling one of the gang for help. Called him by the name of Corky.
There's only one guy in this town by that name big enough to run with this mob.
I know. You mean Corky Watts?
But Corky Watts is still up the river, isn't he?
No, he was released on parole a few weeks ago.
No good going to his old address. He won't be there after this.
We gotta locate him, Tim. He's our hottest tip to the League of Murdered Men.
I tell you guys, you don't need to worry. No cop will ever tail me after the ride we took.
Okay, Corky, but don't change hideouts without letting us know.
Sure, sure.
He went on inside, all right.
Yeah, he better stay there till we find out what the boss wants to do with him.
But Chief O'Brien, you've got to give out some sort of a story to the press.
There's nothing I can say until I hear from Bannister.
Well, make up something. The taxpayers expect it. They thought you'd have this gang busted wide open before now.
So did I. Why in blazes hasn't Bannister reported? Does he think... Yeah?
Mayor Hanson calling, sir.
Put him on. That porpoise. O'Brien speaking. No, I haven't had any report from Bannister yet. It looked like a hot lead, but...
He's always on a hot lead, but it freezes solid before he gets anywhere.
All I can say, Your Honor, is we're doing everything we can to crack this case.
All I can say is you'd better, or there'll be some changes made, Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah?
Mr. Bannister is here.
Send him in. It's about time you showed up. What's happened?
Well, it's a long story, Chief. I walked into a trap, there was a fight, and Batty Sims was killed.
Who did it?
I don't know, but Corky Watts was one of the gang.
Corky Watts. Have him picked up for questioning.
We went to his room, but he's pulled out.
Maybe the mayor was right. There should be some changes made.
I dug these out of the gallery on the way up.
Corky Watts. Frenchy Ledoux. What's Ledoux got to do with this?
Ledoux. Is that the same fellow they call Frenchy the Duck?
Yeah, runs a social club down on the waterfront. Sort of a hangout for the gang.
Never mind that. What's he got to do with Corky?
Well, they were cellmates in the big house, and Frenchy's seems like a natural place for Corky to hide out.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go over his place with a fine comb. If you don't find Corky, stake it out until you do.
Tim's already waiting in the car downstairs.
So, you have come to me to Aiju, eh, mon ami? Why? Did you broke your parole?
Yes, sure, I broke parole, but... Listen, Frenchy. That ain't what's worrying me.
No? What is?
The mob I got mixed up with. The League of Murdered Men.
Oh, do not tell me, my friend, you are afraid of this trick name.
That ain't no trick name, Frenchy. They are dead men. Every one of them. I know because
Oh, skip it. What it is you want from your friend, Frenchy?
Well, the cops don't bother me, but the mob does. They spotted me in the roost, and they want to rub me out. So I've got to have a place to hide, Frenchy. I just got to.
I think it might be arranged. For a price.
All right. What is it?
Social club. How do you like that?
Hello, Bruiser. Haven't they caught up with you yet?
Go on, beat it. Nobody allowed but members.
Skip it. We want to see Frenchy.
But does he want to see you?
I hope so. Come on, open up.
Okay.
Police, this way. In here. Entree.
Couple of gents to see you, Frenchie.
Oh, Monsieur Bannister. How you are? You didn't been here in such a long time, my friend.
I wouldn't be here now, Frenchie, if I wasn't looking for a friend of yours.
So, who it is you look for?
Corky Watts.
Oh, my good friend Corky Watts. How he is. I didn't see him in such a long time.
You haven't? I heard he was living here.
But no, monsieur. You do not think that I, Frenchy Ludoc, would hide a criminal from the police. Come, you will search my house.
Well, that's all right, Frenchie. I'll take your word for it. If you say he's not here, that's good enough for me.
But I am perfectly willing for you to search.
If he shows up, give me a ring.
Mais oui, Monsieur Bannister. If I can be of any help to you or the police, I will be only too happy.
Okay, Frenchie.
Are they gone?
But yes. You will be safe upstairs in room 3 until this thing she blow over.
Maybe the wolves will come back.
No. No, do not worry, my friend. There is a back stairway from room 3 which lead downstairs to the alley.
I still think we ought to search the place. Corky might be there.
I'm sure he is, Tim. Frenchie hustled someone out of his office just before we went in.
What makes you think so?
Frenchie was smoking a pipe. There was a cigarette stub on the floor still burning.
Well, let's go back.
No, Corky's more valuable to us where he is as bait. It's the League of Murdered Men we're after. We'll tip them off we know where Corky is. When they show up for him, we'll be waiting for them.
That about what you wanted, Bill?
Perfect. You didn't tell anyone I asked you to write it in, did you?
Not even Haskins. And believe me, that's treason. Speaking of the devil,
Any luck yet?
Not yet.
I left the car at the end of the wharf where it'd be handy.
What makes you so sure anyone will show up, Bannister? The police believe Corky Watts has taken refuge with a former cellmate on the waterfront. They expect to arrest him for questioning within a few hours.
That's all, Mr. Clark. And thank you.
Yes, sir.
You should have got rid of Corky Watts when you found out the police had recognized him.
You've always told us never to make a move like that without orders from you.
Well, you have those orders now. Bernard, you and Wilkinson go to Frenchie's and make sure that Corky Watts is in no condition to talk when the police find him. The police also saw and recognized Mr. Taboni, didn't they?
Yeah.
That makes him as useless to us as Corky Watts, doesn't it?
Hey, wait a minute. You can't rub me out like you're going to do to Corky. I was only following orders.
No, Mr. Taboni, nothing as drastic as that. Bring my surgical equipment, please.
Say, what's this surgical business?
Nothing to be alarmed over. A simple operation I perform many times.
That was a close call.
Yeah, too close.
Remove your coat, Mr. Taboni, and lie down here.
Oh, no. Nothing doing. Not that I know what gives.
A simple matter of plastic surgery. I'm going to change your features so the police won't recognize you when they see you.
That's not for me. Bullets I don't mind, but knives I can't stand. I'll stay just the way I am.
You haven't forgotten, have you, that you can't go on living without those capsules of mine? Remove your coat and get on the table.
Come on, Mike, off of the coat.
Okay. But I won't like it. I like my pan the way it is.
Sheer vanity, Mr. Taboni. Sheer vanity.
We may have to stake this place out for a week, Bill.
No chance. They'll show up inside of an hour. Hey, wait a minute. There's two of them now. You better work fast. It'll be the finish for Corky. All right, Skipper, take us in.
Peter, no unallowed members in here.
We want to see Frenchie. Open up.
Okay.
Entrez, s'il vous plaît. You have business with me, monsieur?
Yeah. Where's Corky Watts?
Oh, yes. You are from the League of Murdered Men, is it not? Corky was expecting you.
Where is he?
I'm so sorry. I cannot have him killed in my place. It would only get me in trouble with the police.
You're in a bad spot to refuse, Frenchie. Where is he?
You are not in such a good spot yourself, mon ami. That means the police are here.
Yeah?
Not so fast, my friends. It would not look good for Frenchie if policemen are found killed. Put the guns away. This way. Corky is in room 3, upstairs.
What happens if the police search the place?
There is a back way out. Corky will show you. Come in. One moment. Oh, Monsieur Bannister. I did not expect you back so soon. How can I serve you?
Where are the 2 men we just trailed in here?
2 men? I did not see them.
Okay, Frenchie, I guess we'll have to search the place.
I suppose you have a search warrant?
Sure. This time we outguessed you, Frenchie.
Bernard and Wilkinson, let us in. The cops are downstairs.
Cop. I ain't heard no sirens.
They're downstairs. Open up, stupid.
Nothing doing. I know what you're here for.
I am sorry you suspect my house, but you may search if you like.
Thanks. Keep an eye on him, Tim.
Come on, open up. We gotta get out of here, I tell you.
Take the stairway to the roof. Try the fire escape.
Hold it. Turn around. All right, copper.
Nix on that stuff. The boss don't want him killed.
Yeah, all right.
Bill! Under Crumbling Walls, Chapter 6 of Gangbusters, at this theater next week. Universal presents Gangbusters, calling the police, calling the G-men, calling all Americans to war on the underworld. Gangbusters, with the cooperation of law enforcement officers of the United States, presents a picture of the endless war of the police on the underworld, illustrating the clever operation of law enforcement officers in the work of protecting our citizens. The all-American crusade against crime.
don't see what makes Bannister so sure the Morris gang set those fires at the other end of the harbor.
Mainly because they promised this town a reign of terror, I suppose.
Yeah, but gangs go in for money, and you can't get rich setting bonfires.
Mortis isn't out to get rich. Says he's after revenge. He wants to scare the entire city government out of office. The man's crazy.
He must be. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, anyway, we're sure missing a lot of good news stories by sticking around here while the rest of the waterfront's burning up.
None of those two men Bannister trailed into Frenchies are members of Mortis' gang. A cinch they are.
Hold it. Turn around. All right, copper.
Nix on that stuff. The boss don't want him killed.
Bill! Bill!
With me. I may need you. I'll go after him, officer. Go into Frenchies and see what happened to Tim.
The hills, and I think we can lose him.
I got one good print off that glass, Bannister.
That's a break.
Have a look, Nolan.
Hey, Bill. I think we got something here.
The slug on the right is the one that was shot at you. It was fired from the same gun that killed Corky Watts.
That gives us a definite murder charge against the owner. Now, if we can establish his identity and tail him, we'd be in a spot to bust this gang wide open.
Hey, Bannister. There's your man. He's really got a record.
Ted Lane? He's not the man that shot at me.
It's got to be. If the fingerprint you brought in is his.
Ted Lane committed suicide months ago while I was waiting for the chair.
Another one, huh? Well, it begins to look as if there must be something to this League of Murdered Men business.
Doesn't seem possible, but it sure looks like it.
Hey, maybe this Professor Mortis has got some way of getting them and bringing them back to life.
Oh, ridiculous.
I'm not so sure.
Got a picture for you, Bill.
A good clear one for a change.
It's a blow-up of one I took when they were going to Frenchie's.
This is the man that killed Corky Watts and took a shot at me.
And his real name is Ted Lane. Fingerprints just don't lie.
Say, I think I've got it. These lugs have all had their faces altered. No wonder he couldn't recognize any of them.
You mean plastic surgery? Let's see.
Sure, that could be the same face, retreaded.
Give a copy of that to every man on the force.
Dragnet?
No. When we find him, we're going to trail him night and day until he leads us to the League of Murdered Men. And Professor Mortis.
You're not to remove those bandages for a couple of days, Mr. Taboni. When you do, you'll find I've changed your face so you won't recognize it yourself.
Well, that ain't gonna make any hit with me. I like my pan the way it was.
Did you really? Well, of course, there's no accounting for taste.
What sort of a crack is that, a crack?
I almost got Bannister for you today, Chief, alive.
I know. I also know Bannister almost got you, dead. That wouldn't disturb me much. But, Mr. Bernard, the police got a very good photograph of you. They expect to use it to locate you. Then trace you to me and stamp out the League.
It'll take better police than they have in this town to trail me. They're a bunch of saps.
If they weren't, they'd quit fighting me and resign, as I advised them to do. I'll prove that to the city tonight with this little device I've contrived. You better come away from there. Those dials are set at 540, 640, and 740. Now, I set this at 540. Flip the switch. 640. Snap it. And 740.
Remote control?
It has a radius of about 15 miles, which is sufficient. By remote control, I shall explode these in the most important building in the city tonight. Moreover, I shall tell the citizens in advance what I intend to do, and the exact hour, and defy the police to prevent me.
How are you going to tip them off, Professor?
Attention, citizens. Tune in your shortwave sets at 5 p.m. today to another crime wave broadcast by Professor Mortis. Important.
Do you suppose the fool really will attempt another broadcast?
Professor Mortis is not a fool, Mayor Hanson.
If he says he's going to broadcast, you can bet he'll do it.
Well, why aren't you doing something about it?
We are. We're going to try to locate his sending set by picking up his beam when he starts to broadcast.
You've tried that before and failed.
I know, but all we can do is try. We've got cars stationed on turntables to pick up his beam when he goes on the air.
Well, I better start fishing for it. It's just 5. Here it comes. Swing the car easy to my right.
Fellow citizens, this is Professor Mortis speaking, addressing you from the grave to which you sent me. Why have you disregarded my last broadcast? Why have you not put an end to my reign of terror by throwing out of office all your civic authorities? Mayor Hanson, your judges, especially your stupid, blundering police department.
That's funny. I can't find where it's coming from. It keeps changing directions.
Your police believe they are closing in on the League of Murdered Men. To prove how helpless they are, I issue this challenge. Tonight, at 8 o'clock, I shall destroy the nearly completed City Hall. And I defy the police to stop me.
Stand by, Tim, for calls when they come in from our cars.
City desk. I'll hold the line. Hello?
I see, okay. Car 14 in some kind of trouble. Interference, probably.
Hello, Ed. Happy. I'm calling from the chief's office. Did you hear the broadcast? Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Hello. Car 66. All right, I'll tell him. Car 66 couldn't locate the beam either.
Hold on, Ed. Something breaking.
Hello? 74. Go ahead. What? What course?
Hello, Bannister speaking. What's wrong, Andy? Oh, I see. Thanks.
What's wrong?
None of our cars have been able to get a line on the radio beam. It's been shifting around in all directions.
More place inefficiency. How could a broadcasting beam shift location?
Well, it was probably sent from a moving car.
Scoop lead on mortar store. Police unable to triangulate for sending station. Broadcast made from a moving car. Now play after my genius angle.
Genius? The man's insane.
Maybe. Better call the contractor and stop construction. And no night shift tonight.
What, and make a elaborate stock of myself? That man wouldn't dare blow up that building.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm not going to let you risk the lives of hundreds of workmen just because you're afraid of making a mistake. Hello, Building Superintendent. O'Brien speaking. Did you hear that lunatic's broadcast just now? Better stop work for the day and call off the night shift. Right. Bye.
It's a fine thing when the city government can be shoved around by...
Headache, Bill. Take all the men you need. And don't forget you're probably dealing with a madman.
Yes, sir. Come on, Tim.
Hello, Ed. Well, Chief O'Brien won the argument.
Come on.
All work call off until further orders.
Hang up on it.
Bannister
I want to get some
details.
pictures.
Quieter!
Find a quiet side street and park.
Find anything?
Not a thing. The crew must have left on the run.
There's nothing up above either. We've been over it with a fine calm.
Well, if there's nothing inside, what are we afraid of?
That's just it. We don't know what to be afraid of. We're dealing with a madman. Anything can happen.
Well, what do we do?
Sensible thing to do is to get a safe distance away and watch. Get back to your squad cars.
Three minutes.
You drive around the corner and park. I want to get some pictures of this mess before and after. And now's the time to get them before.
Hey, wait. That's no place to be prowling around tonight.
Oh, there's plenty of time. It's only 7:20.
Seems later than that to me.
Go on and park.
A minute or two until 8.
Where's Vicky?
We're inside getting pictures.
Inside? Is she crazy?
I rather hope Bannister will be in the building. He's becoming somewhat of a nuisance.
Vicky!
What'd you let her go in there for?
Vicky! Vicky Logan, where are you? Vicky! Vicky, where are you?
Here I am, Bill, up here.
Come on down out of there, you little sap. It's nearly 8.
Is it? My watch must be slow.
8 o'clock.
Come on down, do you hear me?
Okay, in a couple of minutes.
Now, 5:40.
Would you please get out of here? There it goes. Mortis wasn't kidding.
That was out front.
Good thing it was. Come on. Ever slide down a rope?
No, but I can't think of a better place to learn.
Now use your feet as brakes and get going.
The Water Trap, Chapter 7 of Gangbusters, at this theater next week.